communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Hello and welcome to Millennium News TV 24/7 Global News Update. My name is Todd David Goldfinger, and here are today's top stories, just for you. Thanks for being with us. For many U.S. Christians, this weekend marks the first time since 2019 that they will gather in person on Easter Sunday. A welcome chance to celebrate one of the year's holiest days side by side with fellow congregants. The pandemic erupted in the country in March 2020, just ahead of Easter, forcing many churches to resort to online or televised worship. Many continued to hold virtual services last spring after a deadly winter wave of the coronavirus and as vaccination campaigns were still ramping up. But this year, more churches are opening their doors for Easter services with few COVID-19 restrictions, in line with broader societal trends. Next news. Happy Easter, everybody. And everything. Police have arrested a suspect in connection with a shooting at a busy shopping mall in South Carolina's capital on Saturday that left 14 people injured. Columbia Police Chief W.H. Skip Holbrook said 22-year-old Juane M. Price, who was one of 3 people initially detained by law enforcement as a person of interest, remains in police custody and is expected to be charged with unlawful carrying of a pistol. It is not immediately known if Price has an attorney who could speak on his behalf. 14 people were injured during the shooting at Columbiana Center, Holbrook said in a news release Saturday. The victims ranged in age from 15 years old to 73 years old. Next news. Next news, please. Police say a Northwest Georgia man killed his grandmother by stuffing her in a freezer while she was still alive. Floyd County Police discovered the body of Doris Cumming, 82 years young, late Thursday in the Armuchee home she shared with her grandson, 29-year-old Robert Keith Tincher III. Tincher was charged with murder, aggravated battery, and concealing the death of another. He remains jailed in Rome. It's unclear if he has a lawyer who could comment on his behalf. Police said Cummings' family believed she had moved out of state, but grew concerned after not hearing from her and reported she might be missing. Next news. When trying to decide whether to seek a fourth term in the Connecticut House of Representatives, Rep. Joe De La Cruz ran the question by his wife, whom he jokingly refers to as his lawyer and financial advisor. While Tammy De La Cruz didn't want to discourage her 51-year-old husband from stepping away from the part-time job he has grown to love. She acknowledged it didn't make financial sense for him to run again in November. In quotes, the retirement planner in her didn't even have to use a calculator to do the math. End quotes. Joe De La Cruz, a Democrat, told fellow House members when he announced in February that he's not seeking re-election. In quotes. The $30,000 a year we make to do this illustrious job, the one that we all really care for, is truly not enough to live on. It's truly not enough to retire on. End quotes. We're going to take a short break from the daily global English news of Millennium News TV 24/7. Please stay with us. Thank you.
Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Hello, and welcome back to Millennium News TV 24/7 Global News Update. Here's the continuation of today's top stories. Thank you for being with us. Among the red barns, bins, and tractors of a southern Wisconsin dairy farm, Democratic U.S. Senate candidate Mandela Barnes sat at a white picnic table painted with black spots to resemble a dairy cow. It was the latest stop on his Barns for Barns tour through rural Wisconsin, aimed at appealing to the voters who more typically fuel Republican victories in this closely divided state. The discussion at Hinchley's dairy farm with an invited group of farmers covered the expected topics: climate change, affordable health care, the alarming rise in farmer suicides, and a decline in the small dairy farms that Wisconsin is known for. But it kept circling back to one key question. How do you beat Ron Johnson, the Republican incumbent? Question mark. Next news. In the dusty California desert, U.S. Army trainers are already using lessons learned from Russia's war against Ukraine as they prepare soldiers for future fights against a major adversary such as Russia or China. The role players in this month's exercise at the National Training Center speak Russian. The enemy force that controls the fictional town of Eugenes is using a steady stream of social media posts to make false accusations against the American brigade preparing to attack. In the coming weeks, the planned training scenario for the next brigade coming in will focus on how to battle an enemy willing to destroy a city with rocket and missile fire in order to conquer it. Next news, please. The battered port city of Mariupol appeared on the brink of falling to Russian forces Sunday after 7 weeks under siege, a development that would give Moscow a crucial success in Ukraine following a botched attempt to storm the capital and the loss of the Russian Navy's Black Sea flagship. The Russian military estimated that about 2,500 Ukrainian fighters holding out at a hulking steel plant with a warren of underground passageways provided the last pocket of resistance in Mariupol. Russia gave another deadline for their surrender, saying those who put down their weapons were, in quotes, guaranteed to keep their lives. But Ukraine remained defiant, in quotes. All those who will continue resistance will be destroyed, end quotes, Major General Igor Konashenkov, the Russian Defense Ministry's spokesman, said. He said intercepted communications indicated there were about 400 foreign mercenaries along with the Ukrainian troops at the Azovstal steel mill, a claim that couldn't be independently verified. Next news, please. Next news. Oded Goldreich was awarded the Israel Prize, the country's highest honor, a year ago. But the computer science professor only collected the prize this past week after overcoming a repeated public assault by Israeli nationalists over his opposition to Israel's occupation of the West Bank. Excuse me. The year-long saga has shined a light on attempts by nationalist forces in Israel to impose their narrative on mainstream Israeli life and to stifle opposing views. That narrative, which sees the West Bank and its Jewish settlements as part of Israel and largely ignores the occupation, has become increasingly entrenched in Israel, endangering prospects for Palestinian independence. Anti-occupation actors, meanwhile, are often painted as enemies of the state and have been targeted with legislation that hobbles their activities. We're going to take a short break from the daily global English news of Millennium News TV 24/7. Please stay with us. Thank you.
Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Hello and welcome back to Millennium News TV 24/7 Global News Update. Here's the continuation of today's top stories. Thanks for being with us. Thank you. North Korea has test-fired a new type of tactical guided weapon designed to boost its nuclear fighting capability. State media reported Sunday, days after it passed its biggest state anniversary without an expected military parade, which it typically uses to unveil provocative weapons systems. The 13th round of weapons launches by Pyongyang this year, came amid concerns that North Korea may soon conduct a larger provocation like a nuclear test in an effort to expand the country's weapons arsenal and increase pressure on its rivals amid stalled diplomacy. Next news. Next news. Okay. Israeli police on Sunday entered the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound in Jerusalem's Old City to secure the way for Jewish visitors to the Flashpoint holy site, fueling clashes that left 17 Palestinians wounded, according to Palestinian medical workers. The unrest happened just 2 days after clashes with Palestinians at the same site. Violence in Jerusalem between Israeli security forces and Palestinian demonstrators a year ago escalated into an 11-day Gaza war. The hilltop compound housing the mosque is the third holiest site in Islam, while it is the holiest place for the Jews as well, who refer to it as the Temple Mount. The competing claims to the site have sparked numerous rounds of senseless violence. Next news, please. The British government said Friday that it plans to start putting asylum seekers on one-way flights to Rwanda within weeks, as it defended a deal that has outraged refugee groups and humanitarian organizations. Britain and Rwanda announced Thursday that they had struck an agreement that will see some people arriving in the UK as stowaways on trucks or in small boats sent 4,000 miles, that's 6,400 kilometers, to East African country. where their asylum claims will be processed, and if successful, they will stay. The British government says the plan will discourage people from making dangerous attempts to cross the English Channel and put people smuggling gangs out of business. They think so. Next news. On what is supposed to be Christianity's most joyful day, Pope Francis made an anguished Easter Sunday plea for peace in the senseless war in Ukraine and in other armed conflicts raging in the world, and voiced worry about the risk of nuclear warfare. In quotes, may there be peace for war-torn Ukraine, so sorely tried by the violence and destruction of this cruel and senseless war into which it was dragged. End quotes. Pope Francis said, speaking from the central balcony of St. Peter's Square. The pontiff had just finished celebrating Easter Mass in the square packed by faithful for the holiday for the first time since the pandemic began in early 2020. Applause erupted from many of the crowd, estimated by the Vatican to number 100,000 people in the square and on a nearby avenue when he mentioned Ukraine. We're going to take a short break from the daily global English news of Millennium News TV 24/7. Please stay with us. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Hello and welcome back to Millennium News TV 24/7 Global News Update. Here's the continuation of today's top stories. Thanks for being with us. Thank you. Senior British royals, including Prince William and his wife Kate, have attended an Easter Sunday church service at Windsor Castle. Queen Elizabeth II, who has been experiencing mobility problems, did not attend the service at St. George's Chapel on the castle grounds, a fixture in the royals' calendar. William and Kate, also known as the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, were accompanied by two of their three children, Prince George, 8, and 6-year-old Princess Charlotte. Also in attendance were the Queen's youngest son, Prince Edward, with his wife Sophie and their children. and Princess Eugenie, the daughter of Prince Andrew. The Queen, who turns 96 years young on Thursday, is celebrating her Platinum Jubilee this year, marking 70 years on the throne. Next news. The Invictus Games competition for wounded, injured, and ill service personnel and veterans opened Saturday night in the Netherlands with a standing ovation and a tribute from Prince Harry for the Ukrainian team members who left their war-torn nation to compete. With Harry and his wife Meghan in the front row for opening ceremony, competitors cheered for nearly a minute as the Ukrainian team waved their nation's blue and yellow flag after Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte welcomed them to the event that was delayed years by the coronavirus pandemic. Next news. Coach Steve Kerr suddenly faces a playoff conundrum. Start Stephen Curry again for Game 2 of the playoffs for Golden State and move Jordan Poole back to the bench. Or stick with what worked so well in the opener and be extra cautious with Curry. Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Poole shined in his playoff debut with 30 points, staying in the starting lineup as Curry returned from a foot injury. And the Warriors smothered Nikola Jokic to beat the Denver Nuggets, 123 points to 107 points, on Saturday night in Game 1 of the first round series. For now, Curry sure had a blast watching Poole and Splash brother Klay Thompson do their thing from the opening tip. Next news. Anthony Edwards was glad to get a victory in the first playoff game of his career. Now, he and the rest of the Minnesota Timberwolves want much more. Edwards scored 36 points in his postseason debut, and the 7th-seeded Timberwolves stunned the number 2 seed Memphis Grizzlies 130 to 117 points on Saturday to grab home court advantage in the opener of their first-round Western Conference Series. Thank you for watching the daily global news update of Millennium News 24/7. I wish you a very happy Easter, Passover, and a very, very happy Ramadan. Happy holidays to everybody. Please log in to get the latest news on all of our social networking sites, please. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. On TikTok, we are Millennium News 24. Also, our YouTube channel is News Channel 24. Viewers, now on both network broadcasting, Android and iOS devices, Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV. Also, all smart TV platforms. Please enjoy our entertainment, our latest news and views, our editorials, our Millennium TV apps, Millennium TV USA, Android, Millennium News Google, www.millenniumtv24.com. Please stay with Millennium News 24. We thank you very much and wish you a blessed day. Peace and love. Thank you.